198 million views, 168 million views, and 160 million views. That's how many views this Shorts channel got posting simple viral clips with an AI voiceover, and according to Social Blade, they're making up to $70,000 per month doing it. This is called the commentary niche, and the crazy thing about it is that it's an evergreen niche that literally never dies. This guy started his channel almost 2 years ago. Since then, he's grown it to over 3 million subscribers, 500 million views, and is still going viral every time he posts a video. But don't get too excited, because right now this niche has a huge issue, and if you don't know about it, it can absolutely ruin your channel. The problem with the commentary niche is that you're using other people's content, which is against YouTube's community guidelines and can lead to your videos getting copyrighted. But considering how good AI video generation has gotten in the last few months with tools like Sora Pro and Veo 3, I've come up with a brand new strategy to bypass this issue and create viral commentary videos without using other people's content. So, in this video, I'll reveal the new improved step-by-step blueprint showing you how you can break into this niche using only AI and create ultra-realistic commentary videos like this.
This little girl was chased by something you won't believe. She ran to her house screaming for her mom to let her in before she was caught. She started panicking, but just wait until you see who was chasing her. They got caught on the doorbell camera and her mom couldn't believe it.
I've never seen anybody else show this before, so if you want to get started in this niche before it's too late, make sure you watch this video all the way until the end and implement the steps I'm about to share with you. Now, let's get to work. Finding a viral topic is what will make or break your video's performance, so you gotta get this right. And it's actually a lot more simple than most people think. A wise man once said,
"Why reinvent the wheel when you can copy what already works?"
Which is exactly what you want to do when picking a topic. And the good thing is that you have literally hundreds of viral videos to take inspiration from. The strategy behind finding a viral topic is super simple. Just look what have already worked for other channels in the niche. The way I like to do it is to find a viral channel, go to their videos, and filter them by popularity. By doing that, you'll only see their best performing videos with topics that have already been proven to go viral. Now you just want to look through these videos until you find one you like. So I'll just do that and get back to you once I found my topic. After doing some research, I found this short that was posted a few months ago that got 35 million views, so we know it's a good topic, and it can easily be recreated with AI. Here's a short preview of it.
A little girl was being chased. She ran to her house, screaming for her mom. She knocked on the door, but it was locked.
As you can see, it's just a simple door camera clip of a scared girl and some ducks coming into the frame at the end. Now, instead of reusing the clip, you want to recreate it using AI, which is actually pretty simple to do if you know how to write good prompts. So, now that we have our topic ready, let's move on to the second step of the blueprint, creating the visuals. Normally, when creating videos in the commentary niche, all you gotta do is download the clip you want to use and you're all set. But since you're going to use AI to generate them, you'll need to put some more effort into it. The goal is to recreate this clip as accurately and realistic as possible. And to do that, you'll need an AI video generator that can create videos that actually look realistic. There are a few alternatives like Veo and Kling, but in my opinion, Sora 2 is by far the best one out there when it comes to generating ultra-realistic videos. There are a couple of ways you can access Sora. Personally, I use Artlist to avoid getting a watermark on my videos, but you can use whatever website that works for you. Once you've opened up your video generator, you want to choose Sora 2 Pro as your model. Set dimensions to 9:16 to get the shorts format. Next, you want to choose duration. I'll go with 12 seconds. Finally, set resolution to 1080. It costs some credits, but trust me on this one because low quality is the first thing that reveal a video is AI generated. Now let's move on to the hardest part of the blueprint, which is coming up with a prompt that will get you a result that actually looks good. Ultra-realistic video generators like Sora don't work the same way as other models. Normally, you'd want to use a long prompt with as many details as possible to guide the AI into understanding what you want to create. But when using Sora, you want to do the polar opposite. Your prompt should be as short and straight to the point as possible. Less is more. However, this is easier said than done because most Sora tutorials out there are really hard to follow along since they just write some random prompt without giving you any structure to it. So to make this as easy as possible for you, I've created a 3-point checklist every Sora prompt you write should follow. And if you have all of them, you'll very likely get a good result. The first pillar of a good prompt is describing the camera type and camera angle. The video we're replicating is filmed with a doorbell camera, but others are filmed with an iPhone camera or a pair of Meta glasses, and unless you tell Sora which one it is, you're not going to get the result you're looking for. In this case, I'll start the prompt by saying a doorbell ring camera video. Now Sora knows what style to create the video in, which takes us on to the second pillar, action. Here you want to describe what's happening in the scene, what people are in the shot, and what they're doing. For example, in this case, there's a girl running towards the camera saying, "Mommy, they're following me," and then a couple of ducks coming into the shot a few seconds later. To add this, I'll continue the prompt by saying, a doorbell ring camera video of a 10-year-old girl running towards the camera from a distance saying, "Mommy, they're coming." Around 7 seconds into the video, a few ducks come into the shot. Now we've described the camera type and the action. The final thing to do is adding a description of the environment and what it actually looked like. In the reference video, it looks like a normal American neighborhood, so I'll add something like classic American middle-class neighborhood to the end of the prompt. And those are the 3 pillars every Sora prompt you write should include: camera angle, action, and environment. I know this can be a bit tricky in the beginning, so if you want some extra help, I've put together a prompt bundle with pre-made templates you can use to create these videos, which you'll find inside my community. Now that you have your prompt ready, let's generate it and see how it turned out. As you can see, it turned out identical to the original video, if not better. The only difference is that you own all the rights to it and can use it however you like. But we're not done yet. If you look at many of the most popular channels in this niche, almost all of them are using a very effective trick to increase retention and engagement that you need to apply to your own videos. The trick is that somewhere in the middle of the video, they'll add a scene like this.
If zombies invaded your house, who would you save? Would you save your toothbrush? Ignore? Would you save your mom? Leave a like? Would you save your dad? Subscribe? Would you save your siblings? Leave a comment and a heart. Would you save your pet? Do everything and share.
This is a super effective hack all the most successful channels use on you to increase engagement, which is key to going viral. You can get really creative here. The only thing you need to do is to get the viewer to pick between a few different alternatives, and depending what they choose, they're asked to engage with the video by liking, commenting, or sharing. You want to do something viral or controversial here. For example, I'll do if you could have any superpower, which one would you choose? And add a few scenes of different superpowers like being able to fly or be invisible. After playing around a bit, I managed to create these 3 videos of different superpowers, and they turned out really nice. Now that all the visuals are ready, you can move on to the next step of the blueprint, writing a viral script. The script is the most important tool you have to keep the viewer engaged throughout the entire video. And every viral video in this niche is following the same 3-step script structure, and if you follow it, your video is 10 times more likely to go viral. The first pillar is the hook. This is the first 3 to 5 seconds of the video where you catch the viewer's attention and make them stop scrolling. If your hook isn't good enough, the viewer will keep scrolling and kill your retention. A good hook gives the viewer a hint on what will happen in the video, while still leaving the viewer with questions they'll only get the answer to by watching the video. Let me give you an example from the YouTube legend himself, Mr. Beast.
If I gave you $300, would you fly to Paris and bring me back a baguette? Yeah, right now.
Actually?
Yeah.
Flight included?
Yes.
The viewer understands that someone might fly to Paris only to get a baguette, but it still leaves them with so many questions like,
will anyone be crazy enough to do this? How will they get there? Will they really bring back nothing but a baguette?
and this is exactly what you want. Now you want to do the exact same thing for your own video. After thinking for some time, I decided to go with the hook. This little girl was chased by something you won't believe. The viewer will see the girl being stressed as she's being chased by something, but they'll want to know what it is and continue watching the video. Now you've nailed the first pillar of a viral script, and you can move on to the second one, the main part. This is where the actual commentary starts, and you simply want to describe what's going on in the video. The important thing is that you finish it with a rehook. This is the second hook of the video where you add another cliffhanger that will raise new questions and keep the viewer engaged all the way until the end when their questions finally get answered. You can see my main part right here.
She ran to her house screaming for her mom to let her in before she was caught. She started panicking, but just wait until you see who was chasing her. They got caught on the doorbell camera and her mom couldn't believe it.
Before the big reveal at the end, you want to add a CTA. As I mentioned earlier, you want to ask the viewer a question, and depending on how they answer, you tell them to engage with the video in a certain way. I decided to ask the viewer if they could have any superpower, which one they would choose. Here's what I came up with if you want to see the full thing.
If you could have any superpower you want, which one would you choose? If you would choose flash speed, like. Would you choose being invisible? Comment. Would you choose being able to fly? Do both.
Now that you've written a viral script using these 3 pillars, you can move on to the next step, creating a voiceover. To generate the voiceover, you'll need some kind of text-to-speech software like ElevenLabs, which is my tool of choice. Start off by finding a voice you think will match the style of your video. Personally, I'll go with a male American voice. Next, paste in your script into this box and generate it a couple of times until you get a good result. I've always used copyright-free music from websites like Pixabay, but lately, AI has gotten so good it can create music that are better than literally anything you'd find on these websites. There are plenty of AI music generators out there, but the one I like to use is called Suno. I don't know if you've noticed, but multiple songs used in this video you're watching right now are created with this tool. That's how good it is. Start off by going to the left and click on Create. Now all you gotta do is enter a prompt describing what kind of song you want it to create. I wrote a prompt saying, create a tense background beat for a YouTube short, and this is what it came up with. As you can hear, the result is crazy good. So leave a comment if you want me to create a full video where I do a deep down on how to use this tool. Now all the assets are ready and you can move on to the next step of the blueprint, the editing. Now it's finally time to open up Premiere Pro or whatever editing software that works for you and create a new project. Start off by importing the voiceover and drag it down to the timeline. Now you want to cut out the silent parts of the voiceover and slightly overlap the clips like this. This is called a J-cut, and it's a secret trick used by the pros to get a faster and more natural pace. Next, import all the visuals and start adding them to their matching part of the voiceover. Now, we have the base ready, so let's start adding some effects to boost our retention. A great way to keep the viewer engaged is by switching the scale and adding zoom-ins. You can do this by adding a keyframe in the beginning of a clip and then add another one in the end and increase the scale. This next thing is so easy, yet it adds so much retention so you don't want to miss out on it, which is to add captions. Almost all editing tools have an auto caption that will automatically create a caption track for the entire video. My rule when creating shorts is to never have more than 2 words on the screen at the same time, because having a quick caption track will increase retention. Next, you want to add some life to them by changing the color and the font. I'll use my favorite font called the Bold font and set the color to yellow. A bonus tip is to also add some kind of animation to them, like a bounce or a fade in. And that's it for the visuals. Now let's move on to the sound design, which consists of 2 elements. First is sound effects, which can be used to make the viewer feel what's happening in the video and emphasize what the viewer should feel when watching it. For example, a riser before something is revealed or a vine boom when something funny is happening. So I'll just place out a few sound effects whenever it fits. By the way, if you want access to all the sound effects and assets I'm using here, you'll find them inside my community. Once you've added all the sound effects, all that's left to do is to add the song you created in Suno. Just make sure you adjust the volume so that it's not too loud. And finally, you can export the final video.
Mommy, they're coming! Mommy, open up! Please! They're right behind me!
This little girl was chased by something you won't believe. She ran to her house screaming for her mom to let her in before she was caught. She started panicking, but just wait until you see who was chasing her. They got caught on the doorbell camera and her mom couldn't believe it. I'll show you, but first, if you could have any superpower you want, which one would you choose? If you would choose flash speed, like. Would you choose being invisible? Comment. Would you choose being able to fly? Do both.
Who's coming, sweetie?
The ducks! Look!
Oh, goodness. Hold on, I'll get the door.
As you can see, the result turned out almost better than the original video, and literally 100% of it was created with AI. Everything from the visuals to the voice and the music. The only difference is that you own all the content used in your video. However, you're not done yet, because this is where 90% commit one of the most common mistakes that can ruin your channel's performance. Most people create a new Gmail, start a channel on top of that email, and even post a video all in the same day. This might not sound like a problem, but believe me, it is. Every day around 16,000 new channels are created, and YouTube is consistently searching through these channels looking for bots and spam accounts. When starting a channel and immediately posting a video, you might get mistaken for a bot, which can lead to your channel getting shadow banned. So instead, you always want to use an old channel you created multiple years ago. Or if you don't have one, get an aged channel, which is what I usually do. These channels were created back in 2006 to 2009, have a watch time record, and are trusted by the YouTube algorithm. Since these channels have been around for over a decade, they have a massive edge with the algorithm making it easier to get your videos pushed out in the beginning and avoid shadow bans. I got one for myself, and as you can see, it was created back in 2007 and has a 16-year-old video posted on it. So if you want to ease up the starting phase for your channel, I'll leave a link to the website I get mine from in the description. Now that the video and the channel is ready, it's finally time to post the first video. It's been 3 days since I uploaded the short and it got 2,000 views. Maybe all the YouTube comments are right. Maybe you can't succeed on shorts with AI. Maybe I should just quit.
Hey man, having a rough day?
Sorry, man. I just don't want to talk about it right now.
It's only been a few days, man. Remember, growth is slow, but quitting is instant. How many of your first videos have gone viral?
None of them, I guess.
Exactly. You're too greedy. You need to have patience and give it time.
He's right. You can't just post one video and expect to go viral right away. Starting a successful shorts channel takes time. It took the channel I showed you earlier 50 videos before they got 1 million views, and you should expect to do the same thing. You have the viral recipe, and now you need to execute on it. But when just starting out, this can be a lonely and confusing journey. You have no one to talk to, no one to discuss ideas with, and no one to share your success with. That's exactly how I felt when I started my first channel. And the reason I started my private community called Monetized Society, where I share all the stuff I can't fit into these videos. In there, me and my mentors will personally show you how to leverage AI to start your own faceless channel, give you access to all the assets used in these videos, and show you how to actually monetize your channel. We just opened up a few more spots. You can apply through the link in the description, and I'll see you in there.
Alright, so I'm currently at my dashboard on smmshiba.com, and do not get confused by the website names. SMM Shiba and SMM Dodge are actually the same website. So all you have to do once you've created yourself an account here is to go on list, click on this category icon, select, and here you want to select something, basically any option that says from with video. So I'm going to choose this one right here, and this should be already fine. 2014, 2017, yeah. Now I'm going to click on buy, confirm, and now you can go onto your product orders and you will see this is pending. All right, the order is now completed. This didn't even take 2 minutes. What you want to do now is you want to copy that ID, and we want to be organized, right? Especially if we have multiple channels, you will not find them again. So make sure to save it somewhere.